That's a good song. Yeah, I like that song. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this stream. Uh, Happy to have you all here with us. I'm going to unmute and hope they're not saying something terrible right now. Hello.
Oh, hello.
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 Hello. Well, welcome to our Mario Kart, Smash Kart, whatever you want to call it roster. It's gonna be a fun time. We've prepared two rosters for you today. One made by Nintendex and one made by me, a Shadow Link, and our special guest, known Family Guy superfan Huff.
Hi.
Hello.
I know more about Family Guy, and I've seen more episodes of Family Guy than you have ever seen or ever thought about seeing. And if you say that I'm wrong, you're wrong. You're nitpicky and biased. Stop it.
Have you played the Family Guy game on PS2?
Yes, and I've also played the PS3 one, Back to the Multiverse, and that one is objectively terrible.
Right, fair. I didn't even know there was a PS3 one. So there you go.
I have
You've
about
proven
20
yourself to
hours
me.
logged in the Horde mode. It's really funny how bad it is.
Jesus. Yep. Well, yep. As Shadow Link said, we're all here today to talk about Mario Kart, and specifically, we thought we'd bridge the gap between Smash Bros. And Mario Kart by doing a Nintendo Kart kind of thing. I mean, that's like one of the sort of big arguments, I guess, in the Mario Kart community, isn't it? Will the next game be just a regular Mario Kart, or will they like lean into the crossover stuff they started doing at the end of 8 and make the whole game like that? So we gave ourselves some rules with this. We decided that the roster size would be the size that Mario Kart 8 will be after the booster course pass is done, so that's 48 characters. We also decided that we aren't limited to how many what the ratio of Mario characters to regular video game characters could be, whether we wanted to do a Mario and Friends all-star racing situation, or if we wanted to do actual just Super Smash Brothers kart. And then the last sort of rule we gave is that for alts and stuff like costumes, we can have them like how the Yoshis have different colors and stuff, but they have to be in the same weight class. So you can't be like, oh, well, Mario has a Metal Mario costume, which I've seen loads of people online do, because that's not how it works in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
They gotta be they gotta be costumes, they gotta be the same stats and all that. And it also, though, can't just be like, unless there's like a good logical reason for it, you can't be like, oh, well, Mario and Ness. Ness is an alt of Mario because they're the same weight class. And therefore it doesn't take up a space. No, that doesn't count like that. And unless you can make a very convincing argument as to why Ness should be an alt of Mario.
Yeah, when we were formulating our side, we momentarily were like, hey, how about the Koopalings as one slot? Because cutting 7 characters in one felt a bit odd. And then instantly we were like, oh yeah, they're all different weight classes.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess they're all just gone. Goodbye.
I don't think
Rest
many
in
people
peace,
are gonna
Lemmy,
miss
and
them.
none of the other ones.
And Ludwig's the best one, alright? Ludwig's the best of the Koopalings.
I literally just picked one I remember the name of, to be honest.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna start playing some music. Let me know in the chat if it's too loud. Oh boy.
And while Shadowlink's doing that, who wants to go first? You two made the roster together, whereas I made it on my own. So I don't mind going second if you guys want to go first.
I think you should go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put the name up on the screen. I want you to tell me what you're calling this. Okay.
For me, I decided that this was going to be Mario Kart. I think they'll keep the Mario Kart branding, right? So I think they'll just call it like Mario Kart Cross or X or something like that, because it's the 10th Mario Kart game. So that's I've done it like that. So it's my roster is about 1/3 Mario characters.
Ooh.
and then the rest are all the crossover aspect of it. Now you've got my list as numbers, so you don't know what they are, but you may as well start off by just dropping the first like 8 in that top row, one after another.
Right.
Because the reason they're all there is pretty obvious.
How's the audio right now, guys? Tell me if it's still too quiet. Let me open your folder and drag in 1 through 8. Oh boy. Wow, who could have seen this coming? It's Mario.
Yeah, whoa. Mario's here first. Yes.
Oh man, that's a
I've gone for the deep cuts
choice
already. Luigi, Peach, it's Toad, we got Yoshi, and then it's the Koopa, and then Bowser, and last Donkey Kong. So yeah, these are the original 8, obviously. They should. I feel like I almost cut Koopa Trooper. I'll maybe make the background music slightly louder, by the way.
Yeah, I just turned on the stream on my side. I was going to say a little bit louder.
Yeah. So these are like the original 8. I wanted these 8 across the top, like this. I feel like they'll keep them there. It's a good balance. So yeah, that's why they're all there. They're the key Mario characters. Now you can also throw in the next 4, I guess, because they also fit into this set.
On the topic, on the topic of Koopa Troopa, I actually made a spreadsheet that accounted for how many characters appear in how many games. Koopa Troopa has appeared the most out of the characters who has not been in every game.
Yeah. Like, so the way I see Koopa Troopa is that he feels like the Jigglypuff of Mario Kart, right? Like, added to the first game as a sort of really random pick, but because of that, they're like a legacy character now, so they get to appear all the time. They were cut from Mario Kart 64 because they weren't that relevant, but then they got to come back and have just been in full force really ever since.
Yeah, in order of like appearances, it's the characters in every game, Donkey Kong and Wario, and then Koopa Troopa and Daisy.
Yeah. So speaking of, you can throw on the next 4 now. Shadowlink were numbers 9 through 12. So for me personally, I think that Mario Kart, there should be 12 characters who always appear in every single Mario Kart. Should never be cut. Koopa Troopa is actually not one of them, to be fair, but these 4 are part of it. Wario, Waluigi, and Daisy and Toadette should be in every single Mario Kart game going forward. I'm
assuming the last of the 12th is Rosalina?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She's like number... just doing the math. 17, 18. She's number 19 on the list. You can throw her in. She goes under Daisy. I've done this in I've set the roster up in a sort of specific way. But that means that they're in slightly odd order. Yeah.
With the roster,
princesses down like that.
With the roster that you have formatted right now, I would say this is basically the ones that I'd say are necessary.
Yes.
But I would also throw on Shy Guy, just because Shy Guy's
Shy
Guy's been a constant for a while.
As you say that, throw on the next 2 up onto the screen. These ones may be slightly more controversial, but one of them is in fact Mr. Shy Guy.
Yo, my
baby
favorite.
Mario. So
everybody loves him.
So something I had when developing this roster that I was really trying to think about was weight distribution. Because Mario Kart 8 obviously has the 3 main weights, light, medium, and heavy, but then each of those weights goes down into 5 separate categories as well. And I found when making this roster, I had a severe lack of lightweight characters. And it was real tough trying to think who fits into that category. And in the end, I thought, well, Shy Guy, like you said, is kind of on this line of being pretty iconic to Mario Kart now, being there ever since DS and coming back in every single game. Pretty much as popular as Koopa Troopa. And while the babies aren't as popular, obviously, they are quite connected to Mario Kart, and I figured if we're going into the crossover aspect of this, Baby Mario is like a Yoshi character, so it kind of gives Yoshi a second rep. I suppose that was my thinking. While allowing to keep another light character around. So I decided to keep Baby Mario as well. Shy Guy will obviously come with all of his different colors, as would Yoshi. Alright, you can throw the next two on there, because they're two more Mario characters. Yeah. Although I realised you just put Bowser and DK on the wrong side, so just do it, swap them like this, yeah. There we go.
You're the one who
yeah.
ordered them wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. It might actually work out better like this, to be fair. But I just put them in that first order because that's the order they are in Super Mario Kart. But yeah, anyway, Diddy Kong and Bowser Jr. kept Diddy Kong around because he should be in Mario Kart 8 as is. And obviously, if we're going into the full Nintendo Kart, I feel like Donkey Kong needs more representation as a series. So kept Diddy Kong, brought Diddy Kong back, I should say. And then I threw Bowser Jr. in there. Bowser Jr. is like a character who I think should always be in a Mario Kart game, but clearly Nintendo doesn't agree with me because he was cut in Mario Kart 8 and only came back in the deluxe version. Like, which I think is probably because they added all the Koopalings and they thought Bowser Jr. was redundant because of it. But like, come on, man, he's way more important than the rest of the Koopalings are. It's Bowser Jr. Alright, now we're going to be getting into some new characters, so you can throw the next one on to go into Wario. Yep,
Yeah.
there we go. It's the WarioWare character, and we've got Ashley. So I figured we had to have a WarioWare character, and it was really going to be between Mona and Ashley, I think. Mona probably makes a bit more sense from just like a theming because she already drives around on her like moped type thing. But Ashley is like way more popular and is clearly like the one that everyone's like, or most Wario fans want in most games, like Smash Brothers, for example. And even the creator of like, you know, the artist Wario, where Ashley is like his favorite character. So I figured that she's probably the most likely pick from this. And come on, I feel like WarioWare content should be in Mario Kart as well by this point, especially Tour. The fact we never got Wario's biker outfit in Tour is like blasphemous. So this is the time now. Get something in there for WarioWare.
When I was making the folder for this, I made like 5 different Wario characters just because I figured somebody, or I figured most people that wanted to make these would want to make add a WarioWare character, and
yeah,
I figured Ashley would be the one that most people would gravitate towards. So I'm just happy that it got used. I'm happy somebody used one.
Yeah, it feels like I want something WarioWare in the next Mario Kart game. Well, also connected to this, Wario would have his biker outfit as like an alt costume, so that would be there. But yeah, Ashley. So the next character. Next character is not new to Mario Kart, but I guess kind of is for people if they never played Tour. I threw Pauline in there because Pauline's obviously like quite well requested. She's technically a Donkey Kong character, you know, so it works on the crossover aspect of things. But I think even if the next game focused more on the crossover elements, Pauline's still like massively popular. So I think she should probably get in regardless. I would be very surprised if she's not in the Booster Course Pass as the final playable character. Right, the next two are imposters into the into this section of Mario, but I didn't know the best place where else to put them, so throw them on there.
The imposter from Among Us?
Yeah, yes, you got it.
Are they in the right order?
Yes, they are in this order, yeah, because I wanted to put Zelda next to the other princesses. That's literally the only reason.
Okay.
Which is why I said to do 2 instead of just 1, because it'd be weird if Zelda appeared without Link.
So I like how all the females are in like one clump right now.
Yeah, it's just sort of gravitated this way from
Yeah.
what would be a good connection. But yeah, Zelda. Obviously, we already had Link in Mario Kart 8. It's originally a Skyward Sword, but because they added his Breath of the Wild outfit in Deluxe, and the Breath of the Wild verse is still the main one, I feel like that's what they would keep as the default and let him have his regular green tunic as an alt. They'll just swap him around basically. And then Zelda, if we're gonna have Link, have Zelda. I think should have a tunic design. While I do like her Tears of the Kingdom dress, for going on a motorbike, they'd then have to give her a motorbike outfit anyway, wouldn't they? So I feel like they'd just keep her in her tunic for simple, just to keep it simple, because then she can go on both a bike and a normal. And she drives a motorbike in Hyrule Warriors, so she's already got the experience. So yeah, Zelda seems like a really obvious pick for this type of thing. But those are the only two Zelda characters I have. They just slot right there.
Oh, thank God. I was worried. I was worried you were going to make the maniacal murderer ride a go-kart and sport with a bunch of people who do not murder people.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't put Tingle in this game, don't worry. So next up is another Mario character, actually. Just slot it in. I was really unsure about whether to include King Boo in this, and whether I should use the Luigi's Mansion design of King Boo or not. But in the end, I kind of felt like, yeah, he's like a popular pick. He's kind of a staple now in this, and I think even if it was a crossover, they would probably default to the Mario look, because this is still Mario Kart and not Luigi Kart. So...
King Boo is in more games than characters like Diddy Kong and Birdo, so...
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's stuck around now as this other main villain of the Mario series, so I figured he was fine to keep here in this Mario Kart roster. So the next
gives you another heavyweight as well.
Yeah, the next two can also come out together, and you can swap them around, because you swap DK and Bowser around. But it probably works out better, because, yeah, King K. Rool, put K. Rool on the right side and Dixie under Diddy. Because that looks better. So yeah, more Donkey Kong stuff. Dixie's obviously been in Mario Kart Tour already. I almost didn't include her. I definitely wanted to include King K. Rool. Like, he was like a bigger priority for me putting him in here. And I debated about whether it would be Dixie Kong or Funky Kong or even Cranky Kong. But I feel like with this kind of lineup, they would probably go with Dixie Kong, because for a lot of people, she's going to be the new character, isn't she? Because a lot of people didn't play Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, went for Dixie Kong. And that's like half the roster already, but that is pretty much all the Mario and Mario adjacent content you're going to see in this. The rest of this is all going to be Nintendo characters. But the next two are more familiar faces.
Real quick, I need to save the document, so it's gonna go away for a moment.
Okay, sure. No worries.
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I didn't want you to see my files because there's personal information in there.
Well, yeah, that's so. And your personal info is more important than spoiling the stream? Whoa. Alright, yeah, man. So the next two...
How could you have not brought back the Honey Queen? How could you?
I know. Hey, I'm hurt as well. The fact that she might not even get into Tour is really upsetting me at this moment. So I almost, it would have been a nice. Maybe this is why she's not in Tour, because she's going to be in the next Mario Kart. But space-wise, there's just too many heavies. I had to unfortunately leave her behind. But the next two characters are also returning characters to Mario Kart. Both showing up in Mario Kart 8. Yeah, it's the villagers, the villager cool and villager cute style. So I initially almost considered putting them together as alts, because that is technically what they were in Mario Kart 8. But in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they were given different weight classes. and because of that, I decided to keep them as separate characters as well for this one. So, and I figured they would just keep their same designs that they have. But I also do think they would probably get alts with different outfits and stuff, because that's just kind of Villager has that customization aspect to them. So we'll probably get to see a few more different designs. So the next one as well can come up now, and it's also the other returning Animal Crossing character.
Sorry, my N64 controller just fell off of my table. I'm back.
All right, well, do you want to put the next two characters up? Because one of them I've basically already said, being Isabelle. Isabelle's obviously key character coming back. But the other character that follows on from Isabelle is another Animal Crossing character. I included Tom Nook as well, because he's obviously, iconic to Animal Crossing. To Animal Crossing, was its mascot before Isabelle basically took over. And I just thought, yeah, you know what, playable Tom Nook, that sounds like a lot of fun. Bring back the Tanuki Tail item from Mario Kart 7 and give it to him. So, yeah, threw Tom Nook into here. Good stuff. So the next one is a completely new character, but one that feels super likely as an addition to Mario Kart, especially right now, given how big the series is, and that's Olimar. So
it's in Times Square.
Yeah, exactly. It's in Times Square. It's huge.
Oh, no. Oh.
So, Olimar, yeah, obviously, Pikmin I always felt would be the next in line for getting, crossover content in Mario Kart. Not only is it a series made by Miyamoto, but it's also done by Nintendo internally, and it's getting games and stuff like that. So, Olimar just sort of makes sense, and more so than any of the other captains out there. However, I did want a second Pikmin rep, and then I had a great idea. So if you want to throw the next one on there.
Bulbor.
I'm afraid not. Bulbors make great stage hazards, but why not just let the Pikmin themselves drive the cars as well?
Make them function like the choo-choo rocket from Sonic and All-Stars.
Yeah, originally I thought of them just being individually, and you could swap between, the alts would be red, blue, and yellow. But then I thought it'd be funnier if the Pikmin are working together to drive the car. One of them
one's on the
drives
pedal, one's on the brake.
Yeah, and then the motorbike as well. There's just two of them are trying to steer left and right.
That's a cute idea. I like that.
Yeah. So I thought, why not? All the Pikmin can drive, and there'd be the feather class, the ridiculously light class, which would be the same with Baby Mario. So yeah, I thought the Pikmin were a super fun idea. So the next two are also from the same, not from Pikmin, but from the same series. And while not as big, I feel like it's unavoidable that characters from this series would get into the next Mario Kart, at the very least one, and that's ARMS. And obviously, if anyone knows anything about ARMS in its development, it's made by the Mario Kart people. It's the game they made after Mario Kart 8. So Springman's obviously the poster boy, he's the Ryu, and then Min Min's obviously the really popular one with the devs and got into Smash, and so that sort of brought her up. And I know ARMS is sort of controversial if it's any good or not in the wider community. But I feel like Nintendo's devs still hold ARMS quite closely, especially the Mario Kart team. So they would at least put one of them in there. But I decided to go for two and have Springman and Min Min in there.
This was Biff's time to shine.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I did think about Biff.
Yes,
but he's not in here. I thought that Springman and Min Min were probably more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those two are there. So then the next two characters are also returning characters, and you can probably figure out what they are just based on the fact that there's two of them. So if you want to throw them up. Yeah, it's the Inklings. Inkling cute and Inkling cool style as well. And initially I was gonna, just like the villagers, put them under the same as alts. But then, just like the villagers, they actually have different weight classes. In fact, they have the same weight class. The cute inkling and cute villager have the same weight class, and the cool villager and the cool inkling have the same weight class. So that's. But what I did think though is that they would probably give. They do. Do the inklings have alts already in Mario Kart? I think they do, right?
They have 3 each.
Yeah.
I think they have 3.
Yeah, so they'd have those 3, but I also think the Octolings would then be alts for them. Initially, I had Inkling and Octoling as separate characters, but because of the weight class thing, I think it's more likely that the Octolings would then be alts, because they are kind of the same, and even in Splatoon, you can, like, be an Inkling and then decide you don't want to be one anymore and turn yourself into an Octoling in Thingy. So I do think that the Octolings would be alts for the Inklings, and then you can just choose between them. But the Inklings would be the defaults. But there is one more Splatoon character. I think one that a lot of people would be happy to see added. So do you want to throw him up?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Man's here. It's the big man.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He's here. And he's
Let's
gonna drive.
Go.
So, like,
Let's fucking go,
a lot of people would probably assume it would be like the Squid Sisters, or like, you know, one of those, the bigger idols. Except they would probably be exactly the same as the other Inklings, right? They'd be like the exact same weight class and stuff.
Yeah, they'd offer the same style as well, because
Yeah.
they're very different, but they still have the same design concept of being an Inkling and or Octoling.
Exactly. And like the same would go for Shiver and Fry. But Big Man is completely different. And he's also popular. And I also remember his boss battle in the game being just a big Mario Sunshine reference anyway. So I thought, yeah, you know what? Big Man, I think he would work. I could see him driving on a quad bike in the Mario Kart verse. And I think a third Splatoon character makes a lot of sense. So I threw Big Man on here.
With the popularity of that series, especially within Japan itself, Splatoon is one of the series most apt for getting an expansion of characters.
Exactly. So Big Man, he gets to be here, and I can already see from the comments I made a good choice. All right, so next up, the next 2 characters can probably come out together as well, same series and all. And I think they're characters that people sort of would have expected to see here. So we've got Kirby, and we have King Dedede. Initially, I wasn't going to put King Dedede on here. I was just going to put Kirby, but then I decided, why not? I like King Dedede. Yeah, where Kirby? There, Kirby Highlander.
Just a quick side spoiler for our list. We ended up picking DDD as well, but the explicit reason was just because we were thinking about weight classes for guests, and DDD is like the biggest heavyweight that makes sense.
Yes, no, it does. So here's the thing that I had considered with my roster, and something I do think Nintendo would probably do. Obviously, when people think of Nintendo series, there's like first-party ones, and then there's the quote-unquote second-party ones. Stuff like Pokemon. And there's like no Pokemon on this roster. I've completely ignored Pokemon when it comes to making this. And I feel like it's because in a Mario Kart sense, they would probably be more likely to lean towards the series that are like 100% Nintendo EAD, Nintendo EPD franchises, the ones they make at their Kyoto or Tokyo thing, rather than using stuff from their partners, like HAL, for example. But there are also some Nintendo characters that are just series that are too big to ignore. And so they might lean in for 1 or 2 characters from these companies. But for the most part, when making this roster, I leaned heavily into the real, proper first-party Nintendo series. And so that's why initially I was only going to have Kirby. And there's at least 2 more franchises that will be coming up that fall into that same thing, where I've only taken 1 from each. And then that's it. The rest are all from Nintendo. So yeah, exactly. And Pokemon has a weird thing anyway, where the Pokemon companies like Smash Brothers seems to be a big exception, having been there since the start, so they allow Pokemon in there. I still remember Mario. I still remember Mario Maker with the Pokemon, where they just didn't like have any flair or like sound effects or anything when they were at it. But anyway, next up, we got like 3 series back to back up next. So the next one's also one I think quite a few people probably expect, but it's probably the most challenging one, I would say, to add. Oh, there's Shadowlink there.
I'm here.
There we go.
I just dragged him on.
I think there's just a delay on my side. All right, yeah. So Samus. Samus is a weird one. I had a big debate about whether Samus should be in the power suit or not. And I ultimately decided it probably does make more sense for her to be in the power suit. But even though, you know, one of her wheels is like an arm, one of her hands is like an arm cannon, so how is she gonna grab the wheel? She gonna like gangster ride with one hand over the wheel, the
Absolutely.
other three,
Yes.
the entire time?
She uses the grapple beam
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, Chris, this is a good segue into one of the points I want to make. Is Ridley too big for a kart? I think this is a big problem with Mario Kart in general. I think, like, even in Mario Kart 8, I think Link looks out of place because he looks kind of, like, too well proportioned to make sense to be in Mario Kart, but they put him in anyway, so clearly they don't mind as much. But then there are some characters that I think are too big that everyone would be asking where are they if they didn't get into a Nintendo Kart, and Samus is one of them, and there's going to be another one coming up in a moment.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We literally discussed like characters that fit the Mario Kart art style better, and we
Yeah.
literally had that discussion because of Samus and Link. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, almost, if it wasn't for how big Breath of the Wild and Tears is, and the fact that they already have Link in his Breath of the Wild suit in Mario Kart, I would have almost been tempted to replace Link and Zelda with their Toon variants, just to keep it more consistent within the art style. But here we are. Samus, I felt needed to be in here. But then I think the next character is more likely for a Mario crossover game in the similar way that I was like, think Olimar is also like the next likely, and that's Fox. Again, it's another. It fits with the Mario art style, made by Miyamoto. Like it holds a special place. I think like you have an R-wing kart. Like Fox just makes a lot of sense in here. I could have seen other Star Fox characters being added as well, but I think Fox, given the state of the Star Fox IP at the moment, where there isn't any sort of new games on the horizon, I think just Fox works. Yeah, finally, Star Fox Grand Prix is real. And then the next character is one that I think everyone fully expects to have. And I think doing a Nintendo Kart without him would be a bad decision, and that's Captain Falcon. He's got to be here. It's too much. It makes too much sense. I think it would be really funny though to see Captain Falcon in like a go-kart. I feel like he's the tallest character here, and like you'd have him in like the Biddy Buddy kart, and his knees would be like up to his forehead.
I don't know why, but what I really want to see is a mod of him on like the Toy Bear ATV.
Yes. That's really the only reason we need a Nintendo Kart, is just to see this image in reality. All right.
Captain Falcon, when he wins a Grand Prix, he has a special animation where he does a flip, and then he splits his suit.
No, when he wins, it just plays the entire F-Zero GX cutscene.
All right. So next up, we have these two might be my most controversial picks. So just put the first one up for now, though, I guess. Oh, you know what? Yeah. So Ring Fit. So again, following that Nintendo internal choice, I feel like they would go for series that they own like fully, and this is Ring Fit is one of them. And Ring Fit was like huge. Like, you know, it sold really well, It basically outclassed Wii Fit. I saw Wii Fit being brought up in the chat, but Ring Fit is the new one. I wouldn't be surprised if it got a sequel as well. So I feel like, and a sporting character fits in a sporting game. Yeah, they don't drive; they just run.
She already has her own steering wheel.
Yeah, exactly. She has her own steering wheel. It's perfect. And you'd be able to have the costume where you swap between the two of them, the male and the female version. So, Ring Fit, I think, would fit in with Mario Kart. And if I'm going to have Ring Fit, then I should have the next one as well. No, what?
I accidentally hovered over the little thing in the corner of the screen where it shows your wallpaper. Known gamer A Shadow Link plays mobile gacha games. What a twist!
You've
Shut up! That's my dude. That's my dude.
He was on the thumbnail for a reason.
I remember trying to gas you up into putting him on the Smash roster that you ended up doing.
Look, Drago fits really well on there. You're talking about King Dedede being a very heavyweight, but man, Drago with those gains he has, heaviest character on the roster right here.
Yeah, Drago is just one of the funniest characters that Nintendo has made in like the past decade. I am obsessed with this guy. Like when me and Slink, we make a bunch of rosters random on our own time, and I brought up doing Drago in like a Smash Ultimate Deluxe hypothetical explicitly because Ring Fit is such a popular and successful game that it feels like it should be included in some form as playability, but if Wii Fit is there, Ring Fit really doesn't offer that much because one of Ring Fit's main things in the game is using power of the sun.
Yeah.
Wii Fit already does that. So I proposed doing Drago, and like I started gaslighting myself into genuinely wanting Drago, and like he's in my like top 5 most wanted currently due to just pure gaslighting.
It's me and Gex, that relationship.
Yeah.
I love Drago as well, and I think he'd have some really fun trick animations. Like you go off, he does a trick, and he just like does 2 bicep curls before spinning back down and sitting down.
If you go the idea of having special moves or like special items like Mario Kart Double Dash, his special is literally just reaching over to the other racer and just smacking.
Yeah. Drago would be great, and I think he'd fit really well into Mario Kart. Like, even though he's obviously massive in the game, he's proportional. He can be shrunk down and look perfectly natural alongside Bowser and King K. Rool. So Drago just works really well. So speaking of dragons, we got another dragon coming up next.
I'm scared.
And there has to be one. And we have a Fire Emblem character on the roster.
Only one?
Only one. I've talked about this.
So sad.
I've talked about this for a while, but almost any time I think a Nintendo Kart gets brought up, but with the height conversation we were having before, I just think most of the Fire Emblem characters just would not work. Link has the sort of has a sort of cartoony-ish look. Like he can swap between the Super Toon style and then the more realistic Twilight Princess style. You know, there's like a middle ground you can make there. And while Samus and Captain Falcon don't really fit that vibe, Samus in her power suit is at least somewhat out there. But because of the art style that Fire Emblem has, I don't know how you would... I just think characters like Marth and Lucina and Ike would look really bizarre. Like, more so than any of the others. However, I think Tiki, being a child and all that, is probably fine. Like, I think Tiki proportionally would just be easier to implement into a kart game. And thankfully, she's, pretty big character in the Fire Emblem series, appearing in multiple games and being pushed basically alongside Marth as one of the series' like mascots. So while I could see the argument for Marth, I think Tiki just fits a lot nicer into Mario Kart.
I agree. Tiki fits. Like, it's a way easier transition than any of the other characters. But to be fair to Samus, and I would say Marth as well, there are renditions of them where they have been, like, chibified. So that could work. It's just, it would be very weird.
Yeah, on the topic of that, for the thumbnail, I did really want to find a picture of Federation Force Samus.
Yeah, we tried doing that. We tried
I couldn't find one anywhere.
We found it. It's just it looks bad, so
okay. So it didn't include.
Include it. So Nanten.
Yeah.
Are there any other dragons we should know about on this roster?
No, this is the last dragon on
Are you sure
our
about
roster.
that one?
Yes, I think so. Unless one of my final 5 characters are mistakenly a dragon. I
All right,
realized.
let me drag on the next slot then.
Yeah, you can drag on the next slots. Because sorry, that's not from mine.
That's not Dr. Goomba Tower.
How dare you? It's not Mr. Dolphin.
Mr. Dr. Dolphin.
Get him out of there. No. And the next character, I've seen 2 people already mention the series. They want to see Shulk. Shulk would be hype. But I think a Nopon would be funnier driving a car.
No, I agree with this. Ricky's a great choice here.
Yeah,
that's
like,
actually fitting.
Like, I just thought a Nopon would be like a great pick, and then I had to think of all the Nopon, and it certainly wasn't going to be Tora. So it was really a choice between Ricky and Riku.
All the Tora fans are in shambles.
While I love Riku, Ricky's obviously the playable. Well, Riku's a partner; he fights, but Ricky's like the original Nopon. I don't know. I just think Ricky is probably more likely than Riku, as much as I love Riku.
Hey.
Yeah, and
Hey,
Tiki
Nanten?
and Ricky next to each other. Yeah.
Do you want me to do you a quick favor? I just noticed something. You see Drago?
Yeah.
It's not how you spell his name.
Is that how you spell his name?
That's not how you spell his name. Don't worry though, I got you covered. We got it. We got this. We got this.
Please fix. I was making these like super late last night. Completely did not notice.
I'm just shocked I wasn't the one that made Draco.
Silly non-English words, God. So anyway, 4 more characters. The next character, probably not likely, but maybe likely. I want
my God.
there. It's
Oh, that's a good poll. That's a good poll.
Excite Biker.
Yo.
Smash likes to have its retro picks. There's already an Excite Bike level in Mario Kart that would probably come back as a retro course. So the only thing stopping Excite Biker is it's a bit generic, but it's not like Mii's. It's not like he looks like a Mii, right? So I think you'd have the Excite Biker. With a few alts for the different colors and stuff like that. Obviously, it'd be weird if the Excite Biker drives a car. I guess he's then an Excite Trucker. So maybe they would just call him Excite Man instead of Excite Biker. But he's the big classic racing character from the legacy series of Nintendo IP. It's going to be him or Mack Rider, and they clearly prefer the Excite Bike series. So here they are. Yeah, very excited person. They're not the only retro pick we've got, because there's one more coming up next, and I think it's one that everyone wants to see come back to Mario Kart. It's Rob.
Okay, so we need to talk about this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were going to
We had
put
this
Rob
discussion
on
yesterday.
our roster. However, we realized, how is Rob going to ride a bike?
So I've seen this brought up lots of times as arguments against Rob. But I would like to point out that one of Rob's cars in Mario Kart DS are the Rob legs, which just give him legs. Legs with wheels on them, mind you.
Huh?
Yeah, it is it's a costume. It's not a costume. It's a car he has. They just attach him onto a pair of legs with wheels on them, and then that's the car. So if they need him to drive a motorbike, they could just attach the legs back onto him.
Or it looks like what they did was that they removed his base,
Yeah.
just attached it to the seat of the bike.
Oh my god.
Like, the fact that it's really funny because I always see this come up and I'm just like, does nobody remember the
Dude.
Rob legs? It's like,
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
No, I remember the Rob legs. It's just I didn't. I still don't think it's okay. The difference with the Rob legs is Rob was in DS. DS didn't have tricks. How is that going to work with tricks?
I mean,
Like,
you
just
just
flip
like,
the whole model.
Yeah, like he
Just rotate them.
Yeah, just rotate
yeah,
him.
he just like goes up and does like the robot with his hands or something.
Yeah, but you have to animate that with every cart. Then
I mean, yeah, I mean, you.
is it worth the effort?
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Yes, it is for Rob.
Absolutely. I agree.
I mean, the fact that they have Rob legs as a thing they just made up for Mario Kart anyway makes me think that it's really not going to be a problem for motorbikes. They will just redesign the Rob legs Mark II, that makes them just work.
dude,
So yeah,
my
I don't think
my
that's a
third
problem.
eye has been opened.
I'm glad I could have been there for that
Okay.
service.
For the
All right.
ATV, we remove his body as well. We just attach the head to the cart.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so the next character is also probably going to be somewhat of a controversial choice. But I think it fits. Technically returning into Mario Kart.
This is not a Nintendo character. Please explain.
This is not. He's Pac-Man. Because Bandai Namco helps make the Mario Kart games. They have been doing it since 8. And they've technically been making their own Mario Kart games in the arcades. Pac-Man, he big character. He just the pack is back. Yeah, like I just feel like if there was going to be a guest, if they were going to go all out into the Nintendo Kart thing and do guest characters, the next logical step is then doing like guest characters, like third-party types. And I feel like Pac-Man is like big enough that they would probably just allow it, especially given the fact that Pac-Man has already been in Mario Kart thanks to the arcade games. So it's not like completely out there. This isn't like adding Dracula from Castlevania to the roster, even though
but
he's
Dracula
been in a
has
racing
been in a
game
Mario
before.
game before.
He has. He's been in a kart game before as well.
Yeah.
But Pac-Man, I just felt like, you know what, they might actually just chuck in a guest character as the secret, like, extra special racer that you unlock last, and Pac-Man fits that.
Oh boy, I hope Mamechi's next.
No, as much fun as Mamechi would be, the last place is pretty plain. It's just the Mii's.
Oh,
The Mii,
yeah.
The Mii's were going to be here because you can just do the Mii costumes. Like Mario Kart 8 did the Mii costumes for colors and then just the amiibo, but Mario Kart Tour is like fully embraced having different Mii costumes for different characters and stuff, and using Mii costumes as a way to get in characters that won't otherwise be playable drivers, just in the same way that Smash did it with Mii costumes not being in instead of playable fighters. And I feel like they would just do the same thing here. Like you'd have Mii's and then you'd have unlockable Mii costumes, and they would like each of the Koopalings could have a Mii costume because they have one in Tour, so they can just reuse that here. So that you're not really getting Ludwig back, but you're kind of getting Ludwig back.
He's here in spirit.
Exactly. He's been skinned and is being worn now.
As he should.
Yeah.
As all the Koopalings should.
He's here purely in body and not spirit. But yeah, that's my Nintendo Kart roster. 1/3 of it is Mario related, veterans from the Mario Kart series. Anyone who was a guest character previously in Mario Kart is back. And then I've added a bunch of the key characters with a few fun surprises in there as well that I think would fit really nicely. So yeah, the Bonefish Mii costume is real. It will be there. I'm sorry, I put a Yumi on the thumbnail as clickbait. It's all her carrying that, unless you guys have her. So we
I
can
am-
move on to your list and find
I
out.
am so shocked that neither me nor Slink brought up the idea of doing the Excite Biker. I'm surprised. How did we not even consider that?
So I was like, he has a track already. It's perfect.
Yeah. He just fits. He's the original racing series that they own.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in terms of roster layout, swapping King Boo and Zelda's placements probably makes sense. But I wanted King Boo under Shy Guy because with the villains, and then Zelda next to Rosalina because they're both princesses. Now, I'm afraid there is no Mr. Game & Watch here, but who knows? There could be a Game & Watch track. Like, we haven't done tracks, but I think as ARMS got in as characters, I feel like, because it's made by the same team, I feel like Nintendogs would get a track because it's also made by the Mario Kart team.
The Game & Watch track on the next Mario Kart is going to be forced 2D perspective. Not like side-scrolling. It's just your depth perception is going to go away.
Yeah, you can basically only move left and right as things come towards you.
Yes.
A track roster sounds like it would be a lot of fun. It's just the only problem with doing that would be, how do you make icons for that?
Yeah, it would be hard. I was thinking about it after I made this roster yesterday, and I realized that, like, with what I set out, unless you had like a bigger Mario, like say the starting number of tracks was the same as Mario Kart 8 plus the DLC, not the booster course pack, but 12 tracks, 12 cups in total instead of the usual 8. You would basically only be able to have one track per series.
Yeah.
Before just running out. Like, there would basically be no new Mario tracks at all, and all the Mario tracks would have to come through the retro picks because there just isn't enough to represent every other series otherwise.
I think maybe doing a stage roster for Smash would be more doable.
Yeah, I think so. But, you know, everyone likes the tracks in Mario Kart, and it's one of these other exciting reasons why for a Nintendo Kart to just be able to drive around some locations from the things. I want to drive across the Bionis leg.
The kneecap.
Yeah. But alright, yeah, you guys, you're up. I've talked a lot, now I'm going to drink some water.
Okay,
that's fair.
So I'm going to turn off the monitor real quick, once again, so that I can gear up the next
Heck
file.
yeah, Clue Land track, let's go.
In the meantime, I posted a few funny icons that I made recently in the group chat if you want to take a look at them.
Mario.
These three I made this morning.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of my favorite ones.
Hell yeah, Bert. Which game is that from? Is that
Dude, don't...
World? I can't share them, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, Slink has Bert on screen.
Ooh, Bert. Man, we need Bert in more stuff. Where's the Yoshi cart?
I am a big fan of Mad Piano. I'd main Mad Piano.
Okay, so what
That's
are we
your
calling
roster.
this, Huff?
Oh boy.
Mario Kart... No, I need it all caps. Ultimate.
Mario Kart aggressive.
Mario and Friends.
Alright, here's our roster. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a very nice viewing experience. Remember, as always, the Patreon is in the description. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. We have fun here. Once in a blue
a roster
moon.
with no Mario. Bold.
I do need to bring something up because I saw it on the thumbnail and I wanted to get this out of the way before I forgot. I saw you put Eggplant Man on the thumbnail. Did you happen to read the name of that file?
Yes, I did.
I don't know why I named it that.
Yeah, that's kind of why I picked him.
I like yesterday we were just scrolling through the icons that we had made, and I'm like, why did I name it that? For reference, Eggplant Man from Wrecking Crew. His icon name was holy shit.png. I don't know why he's that, but I love that I named it that. Okay, anyway, we should...
Look at that.
Yes!
Holy shit.png.
He's my dude. That's my
Look at
guy.
him. He's eager and ready to drive.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I
already
think...
have Mario Kart 9 Slashy. It's on mobile phones.
Yeah, it's on
You
your handheld
silly-
device. Do you not have
You
phones?
silly goober.
Do you not have games on your phone?
Yeah, exactly. You don't play the gachas? Jeez. Are you a
This
true
video
gamer?
is sponsored by Flying Gorilla 2.
Oh god. Oh, I'm sorry if that was loud. that got a reaction out of me. No, you guys wouldn't hear the full force of it, but the stream would.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm very sorry to all our viewers.
Flying Gorilla.
what the fuck is this?
Are you
Check
not
out my
aware
new
of
game,
Flying Gorilla?
I am now.
Have you seen the
Seriously?
video?
I'm just looking at screenshots of it. I'll look at a video
Oh,
afterwards. It looks
please, no, we
incredible.
need to get this is more important.
No. Let's just continue with the roster for now, and I'll look at it afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so the first character on our Mario Kart roster, very important, is going to be Glydon from Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh shit!
Uh,
He's here.
Here he is.
No, I'm just kidding. The most important character in the Mario lineup is Morden. No, I'm just kidding. The most important character in the Mario lineup is, of course, Mario himself.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
Don't
We're
point
starting
out
the
how I
roster.
spelled it. Don't point out how I spelled the Morton file. I spelled it like Mortorn.
More torn.
I don't know how I did that.
All right, so controversial pick, second character, Luigi. I know he's a bit of an obscure character, but he's got to be here. You know, it's the Super Mario Brothers,
He
and
looks terrified about what happened to his brother.
and you know,
He's so scared.
as they say, brothers flock together. Yes, that's right. We're including the third Mario brother, the T-Rex from Super Mario Odyssey.
True. They've been together since the Cretaceous area.
Mario, Luigi, Rexio.
Okay. Enough fucking around. I'm serious now. Okay, we're gonna do Peach, of course, Peach, and then we have. So we have formatted the roster a bit like how Mario Kart 8 is, where it's organized by weight class in groups.
Okay.
So it's the Mario Brothers and then the princesses. So we've got Peach, Daisy, Rosalina.
It's a bit awkward, but that's how they do it for some reason.
It is weird because like Rosalina's like a weight class above. Like she's in the light heavyweight.
Yeah, don't look at where King Boo is on that roster because it makes no sense.
But yeah, I was like, I didn't realize this when I was looking at the weight classes the other day, but Rosalina and Link have like the exact same stat pool.
Yeah. The placement of Dry Bones on that roster also pisses me off because he's in the same row as all the other heavyweights and for no reason.
Yeah.
I need to stretch
so yeah, I think Pauline and Rosalina. I mean, Mario Kart Tour. I'm unsure if Mario Kart Tour has weight classes. I think it does, and I think, I think it has like the standard 3 as opposed to the 15 that Mario Kart 8 has.
Yeah. Here's the thing with the weight classes in Mario Kart 8. There are like 15, but they're looser. So, for instance, like if I remember correctly, you know how you said Inkling Boy and Inkling girl were different weight classes.
Yeah.
If I remember this correctly, they might have changed it, or like this isn't really well documented. I tried looking up, and it's inconsistent. They are the same weight classes, but they're put in different segments of that weight class because they have different stats.
Yeah. That's what differentiates the weight classes. Is like I noticed a lot of the male characters seem to have like better handling, but a lot of the female characters might have better grip or something like that.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
Yeah, because both the middle and light classes have a distinction between like male mid-weight and female mid-weight, and then the light classes also have that broken up. It's bizarre. It's weird. But they're off by like 0.5 on certain stats.
Yeah.
But in Tor, I'm pretty sure Pauline is a heavyweight. So
yeah,
being the same as Rosaline makes sense.
This is also something that happens in Mario Kart, where it's not always weight class that or the character's weight that determines their weight. A lot of times it's size.
Yeah.
Because Rosalina and Pauline are bigger than Peach and Daisy, therefore they're in a heavier weight class.
Yeah. No, sure.
Okay. So continuing on our first row, we've got Toad. And Toadette.
Makes sense. Yeah, looking at this Mario Kart 8 roster, the fact that you got Toad and then like Toadette is like 4 spaces down from him is
it's weird. It's weird.
Toad and then Koopa, Shy Guy, Lakitu, and then Toadette.
Our second row is gonna get a little wild, but bear with us for a bit.
All right.
Go ahead,
The
Huff.
Wii U generation was very annoying with like character select screens because Smash 4 was also fucking weird. Anyway, our next character is a funny little fella, funny little man.
All right.
Yo, funny little man.
Yeah, can't wait for him to be cut from Smash Bros. Because I hate fighting him.
Small Mario.
Hello, Yoshi.
Hey, don't cut him from Yoshi's the best.
I just really like bullying Yoshi, and I don't know why. He just
best
has
Mario
like
Kart character with some of the best games. How dare!
He
And
just
I will
has,
take
like-
no from anyone.
he just has a very abusable face.
How dare you.
No.
How dare
No,
you.
bad. Don't say that.
I don't even know what's wrong with that, but okay.
Yoshi is
Okay.
my baby. How dare you?
So our next character, if I can find him, there he is. It's Pochi.
Yeah, Uchi.
Now I know I brought up like how would Rob ride a bike, but you know, listen, why not? It's funny.
Exactly. When Poochie's not in Mario Kart, everyone needs to be asking, "Where's Poochie?
Yeah.
Where is Pochi?
Where's Poochie?
Where is
Must
Poochie?"
go. My people
here.
need.
Poochie is like the best addition to Mario Kart Tour. I love him.
Dude,
I don't know with that.
absolute best character.
Mhm.
So our next character, we're gonna start with some common enemy types. So
Okay.
we're gonna add Lakitu,
Okay.
and then the Koopa Troopa,
Oh boy.
and then the Koopa Troopa's very tall, very distinguished friend. I gotta find the slots before I make these jokes. The Goomba
That's
Tower.
my dude.
Wait, seriously?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say I put the Goomba Tower in the thumbnail, but you can't see it 'cause it's hidden behind Mario.
So I put Drybones up here. He's grouped with like Bowser in 8, but
Yeah, for some reason.
that wouldn't really work for the way that we've organized everything. So he's up here with Koopa Troopa with his skinned brother. So next is going to be Shy Guy.
Yeah, the boy.
Very
The
important
best.
character.
Mhm.
Now something something we thought about with this was to do some kind of interesting picks, and Huff really wanted this character in. So our next character, from famous video game Doki Doki Panic from the Famicom Disk
Hell
System, is Ninji.
Hell yeah.
We wanted to add a couple characters that haven't been playable in any Mario Kart game before,
Mhm.
and Ninji just kind of was a fun pick.
Yeah, it's the Ninja Shy Guy, but not Ninja Shy Guy who's already there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, though. Ninja, I love Ninja. Ninja being in Mario Golf was like such a big shock.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. That was like the only pick that I was like, oh yeah, this is epic. I like this.
Yeah, oh, this
Yeah.
is good.
Also hailing from Doki Doki Panic and is not in any single Yoshi game. I see you people in the chat, is Birdo.
Birdo. But she should be in a Yoshi game. In fact, they should put all the Doki Doki Panic characters in Yoshi game because they already so that's how they brought Shy Guy back. They should just bring them all back like that. Works. Make Wart the next Yoshi villain, please. Anyway.
Okay, real quick before we start the next row, I need to confirm something with my audience really quick.
Yeah.
If it's about Ostro, I want it to be known I'm already working on the slot.
Yoshi, his wife, their pet dog, and all of their snacks. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't-
okay. I had a minor panic attack there. They've said no to something that I said. I wanted to make sure I didn't misspeak and say a much worse game with Doki Doki in the title. So now we're moving on to some Yoshi's Island characters. We've got Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Got babies. I'm glad I wasn't the only person who kept them. Or kept one of them at least.
Yeah, the babies, like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, are in like such a weird state because if I remember correctly, they've appeared in some of the most amount of games in the series. I think they've appeared in like 50% of the games or more.
Yeah, I mean, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi have been consistent Mario Kart editions since Double Dash, on the consoles anyway, at least.
Yeah.
Which have bigger rosters. And I honestly think the babies as racers in the Mario Kart series are, like, fine. I think my problem is when Baby Daisy and then Baby Rosalina especially were added, because they were just kind of made up for the game just to have extra slots where they could have gone to other races. Especially given that there are other babies like Baby Wario and Baby Donkey Kong that did exist prior that would have made more sense to me. But I think having some babies is fine.
Yeah, I think the only babies that are necessary for Mario Kart, quote unquote, are the Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and Baby Peach. Those are the only three.
Yeah, unfortunately, so we had to make some tough cuts to fit some more characters on, and the literal last character that we cut was Baby Peach. So Baby Peach will not be joining us today.
Oh no, I'm so sad. All of her fan is going to be so disappointed.
But that means we can't get the Valentine's Baby Peach as an alternate costume.
No, I just realized we can't have Baby Detective Daisy.
Rosalina. No,
Oh,
Baby
it was
Detective
Rosalina.
Rosalina. Thank you.
My bad, my mistake.
Baby Daisy doesn't have an alt. Nobody cares about Baby Daisy.
Good. I mean, you're not wrong. Also, Ostro is in the group chat, by the way. I finished a slot.
Huh?
Based.
Oh. Well.
Anyway.
Well, as a surprise to nobody, I think the next two
Here's
are kind of
Ostro.
obvious. The next two are kind of obvious as the counterparts to Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. They're rivals, in fact. Wario and Waluigi.
They just like beating up on babies.
Oh, who doesn't?
The world record holders in the Shake the Baby.
Let's
band
move on.
mobile game.
Let's move.
Okay, next up is a character I feel like is going to be pushed heavily in Mario, the Mario series as a whole, just going forward. They had a big role in the movie, and that is the funny little foreman guy,
Hey,
Mr. Spike.
Mr. Spike. I really do want to put Spike on my roster because I really do want to see him added to a future Mario Kart game, or just a future game in general. And I do like it. I really like his Illuminations design.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I just lent too much into the Nintendo Kart to be able to justify having Spike.
Yeah, we leaned a bit more into Mario just because we wanted to have some characters that weren't in Mario Kart prior, and add in some tour characters. But if you do that, then you're cutting some like characters that are more necessary. So we decided to like just lean more into Mario.
Fair enough. Also, Spike is like slightly too much to the left. Just FYI.
I'm not sure how that happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Next up is probably the most requested character for Mario Kart in general.
True.
Yeah. Ford wrestlers in a cart.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's favorite Mario World boss, but this time there's 4 of them.
They like stand in the wheel of the cart as it spins. Is that
No, they are the wheels. They replaced the wheels.
They just replaced the
Oh,
wheels.
hell yeah.
They get attached to the wheels.
But no,
Okay.
what's the actual?
Before we bring the old man in, we have to address the other old man in the room. Okay, I want you to look at the file name for Toadsworth here.
It's true. It's
is
very
the truth.
true.
It's the truth. He's gone.
It is the truth.
He's
Yeah.
no longer with us.
They've had many chances to bring him back, and they've replaced him with other Toads. So
we're gonna include Egad from the Luigi's Mansion series. 'Cause he's a cool
This
guy.
actually was our last choice. We cut Peach for Egad.
yeah, I think that's fair. Egad is one that if I did have more Mario characters on my roster, I would have probably put in. Like just representing Luigi's Mansion as a series.
Yeah.
Paper Mario would have probably been another one as well.
I also suggested a Polterpup because I thought that would be a fun like inclusion, but it'd be very awkward if they added Polterpup and not Egad.
Yeah. Hey, it gives Poochie a rival.
Yeah,
that
and
they kick against.
the next 2 characters are the most important characters, and I'm happy that they are definitely coming back in Mario Kart 8's Booster Course DLC. So
yeah.
we got the funny
Power
Wiggler. We got
Wiggler.
Wiggler.
Hell yes. It's Wiggler Wednesday
He-
every Wednesday.
He is
It's
so
Wiggler.
important. Now let me introduce the final character. All right?
Mhm.
They need no introduction. They are so iconic in the realm of Mario. That's right. We're including Patrick from
Dude,
Mario Maker.
I love Patrick. I love Patrick. Mario Maker made him an icon. Everybody loves Patrick. He's so cool.
I was trying to remember if he was a real character.
He was. He was.
I saw
Did I
the
just made
thing.
him up? Did you think I just made up?
I was like, this is a brick with eyes. I remember him from Mario Maker, but is his name really Patrick?
I just like to believe you just saw him on the folder and were like, who is this? Did you just make this up?
You're just making up characters now. I mean, it's not unlike the Mario Kart team to just make up a character, to be fair. So
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last.
But I was too distracted by Mr. Pipe.
Yo, Mr. Pipe is an icon, though.
Yeah.
Wait, we see
love
Mario on
Mr.
the
Pipe.
roster.
I'm so excited for Celestial Blue Rosalina in the next game.
Dude, wouldn't be.
Alright, so enough fucking around. Our next character is going to be the most highly requested character in all of Mario Kart for their return. They're so important. Alright, it's the Honey Queen.
Hell yeah. Bring her
This
in.
one's
She's
not a joke.
She's not in tour because she's gonna be here.
Absolutely. Required.
Yeah. Honestly, if people complain about Honey Queen being in Mario Kart 7, they're not allowed to complain about the state of Mario Kart rosters.
Yeah.
People are always like, oh, they're so boring and they're so this, and then they add like Honey Queen, and everyone's like, no, they've gone too far. So Nintendo
Dude.
has to take it back and make the most boring roster to follow.
Dude, Honey Queen, I've seen more people complain about Honey Queen than I've seen complain about Baby Daisy.
It's like ridiculous. This is the exact sort of character people are like you got that roster where people are like, oh, I want characters like Wart and Mouser and stuff in Mario Kart, and it's like
Just had to
these
bring up
obscure ass characters, but you don't want Honey Queen.
I
What's
I
up
made a
with you?
render for like Little Mouser, which is like the mouse enemy from Yoshi and the Mario
Yeah,
games.
the Yoshi games, yeah.
Yeah, and I named the icon Mouser, and then in parentheses, the one people don't want.
The better Mouser.
The better Mouser.
Okay.
But now we're getting into the big boys. We haven't added any heavyweights yet, so I think it's about time we added the boy and his lad.
Yeah, that's right. Marty the Thwomp.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't forget about his son, Regular Thwomp.
No, it's Wimp.
Yo, I love Wimp!
Yeah, the name's
That's my dude!
Okay. So, from here on out, there are no more jokes prepared. So,
everything is on the
we,
fly.
we're gonna stop. Maybe if I feel adventurous, there might be another certain taxi driver making his return. Anyway, Bowser, you need him here. He is
Oh yeah, you haven't
required.
put Bowser yet. I just
Yeah, so we
realised that.
decided to put a lot of antagonists on
Uh-huh.
one row. And it gets really confusing towards the end because then we're stretching it. So, of course, Bowser comes with the son whom he birthed with Shigeru Miyamoto, Bowser Jr.
The Divine one.
Don't forget about the caretaker, who is next.
Yeah, absolutely. Famous Mario movie character, Kamek. Oh my god, the chat just catched up on stream. Oh my god, everything just flew
Yeah, I
by.
saw that.
I don't know what's going on with the chat plugin. I'm sorry. It's just gonna be like that until I figure out what's going on. It's been like this for months, and I do not know what is
I
happening.
didn't notice that. It was fine from on my end when I stream.
I don't know, man.
Amongst us.
Oh, I
Yeah,
just wanted
it's
to see
kind
how
of-
long it would take to get in there.
Sometimes it's instant. Sometimes it takes a minute. Anyway, we've got King Babam.
It's not the heavyweight class as much as it's the villain class.
Yeah, these next few are the heavyweights.
King Boo.
Yep.
Yep.
And you can't-
King Babam, nice.
Yeah, and then King Boo, and you can't have one without the other. Bring it, Petey.
There he is. But people don't like Petey now that he's back in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
Everyone's
but
like, where's Petey? And then he gets added and they're like, oh no, he's too big. Put him back.
oh no, he's too big. Take him out.
Can't see where I'm going.
That's the best part. That's why I made him. I love being at a disadvantage.
Personal handicap.
And then the next one is somebody who I think should be in Mario Kart 8, but won't be probably. This is the most epic guy, Nabbit. He's just a little guy.
He's a little dude. He was in Tour, but it does kind of feel like his time has slightly passed.
Yeah.
All right. So, the last explicitly Mario character that we have on this roster is an icon that was sitting in the folder, and I thought about it for like 5 seconds, and I was like, "This would be sick."
Mr. Pipe.
So we have the virus from Dr. Mario.
That
I
is a good
think
one.
I think if it so like the Pikmin concept, it would be all three of them driving at the same time, and they would swap out the primary driver when you do like a trick, or maybe like when you get to the next lap. That would be great.
That'd be really cool. Be a good visual. Or you get like an item, and they like one of them holds the item behind or something.
Yeah. With Dr. Mario World, the way that they portrayed the viruses have made me like actively care about them, and I'm like, I'm really happy we're able to sneak these guys on.
No, the viruses are a good option. They're fun, fun addition.
Yeah, it's
sure,
also one that nobody really talks about.
they could have alts of the other virus colors. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't see no reason why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they're all the same weight classes, so...
All
I mean,
right.
realistically, if they add it in, they would probably just have it be one of them, and then you can choose which virus you want.
Yeah,
although
but we
all three
want
would be
the
more fun.
cool way.
Yeah, the cooler option.
Yeah. So, you guys might have noticed that this guy's been missing for a while, but we decided to put him down here because this is where Outer Nintendo starts, and
Okay.
it just kind of felt right to move all of the Donkey Kong characters down here. So we've got Mr. DK himself.
Ooh, ooh.
Donkey Kong!
Expand.
And of course, we have the character who is worth $40, Diddy Kong.
Hell yeah.
How did
This
they
is
get
what-
away with that?
This is why he's not in Mario Kart 8 yet, 'cause
He's his own expansion.
Yeah.
He's $40.
For the BCB, it's the Diddy Kong expansion.
All right. Our next character is a controversial choice because it is not Dixie Kong and it is not Funky Kong.
It's
It
not even
is.
cranky.
It's not even Cranky. Donkey Kong Jr. He's back.
Shit. Yeah. I actually, low key, I kind of really want the last character in the Booster Course pack to be Donkey Kong Jr. instead of Diddy Kong, just to have that sprite effect that they use for Mentor be in the main game.
Okay, so here's the thing. Most of the characters added in the Booster Course Pass have been like kind of adding something a bit unique that we don't have before, like Kamek doing tricks with their wand, PD Piranha being a big fucker, and then Wiggler getting dynamically mad as they take damage. I think the last two are going to be a combination of Diddy Kong, DK Jr., and Pauline.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. But, like, sort of two
adding. I really want Junior in because that sprite effect would be so cool.
Yeah, that's what's pushing me, because Diddy Kong feels like they should be there, but just the effect with Donkey Kong Jr. is such a cool touch that it's sort of, I would just play Donkey Kong Jr. if they added him in.
Although I do have a gut feeling, and this is just a side tangent. So you know how like the last row goes into the bottom, or the last column goes into the bottom row? That implies that one of the last characters is going to be a guest. I think it's possible, and I think it would be objectively hilarious if they decide to tie into the Mario movie and the last character is a fucking
minion.
I think it would be so funny.
I feel like they already said they were only going to do veteran characters, so I don't feel... I mean, they could always lie. They could always be lying. But, like, I feel like Rob is, if they were going to do a guest character, is probably the only choice. But DK Jr., he might count as a guest.
Yeah, he might.
Who knows?
He might.
Yeah.
All right. So the last character we have that is from the overall Mario universe, who made his last appearance for over a decade in Super Mario Sluggers for the Nintendo Wii, is King K. Rool. He's on the rise again. I feel like he is going to stay relevant going forward, and it makes sense for him to be here. And he fits right in. He's a silly big guy, and he's beloved.
One character that I really wanted to put on mine, and I just don't think Nintendo would do it, but it'd be so cool if they did, is to give us Crunch back from Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, Crunch?
Because they own Crunch. Crunch is like a character that Nintendo themselves actually own, but they didn't use him in Barrel Blast.
Yeah, they
added
a bunch of Kremlins, but not Crunch.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just a character they just don't think about adding. But it would be so... It just fits so well. Especially, DK Diddy and then K. Rool and Crunch. It would just... it'd be perfect. But I just don't see it happening, so I didn't include it on mine.
Alright.
So, yeah, we're starting the crossovers now. And I refuse to submit to the Breath of the Wild audience, I will not give in. So we're adding Link from Mario Kart 8. I will accept no rebuttals. Anyway, so Link has to come with Zelda, right?
Mhm.
And so
Yes.
Zelda's also going to be based on her Skyward Sword appearance because I will not give in to the tyrannical overlords.
I literally just said pick one that matches the Link render aesthetic. That's how we ended up with that one.
Well, yeah, Mario Kart 8 Link is sort of based on Skyward Sword.
Yeah, but to be fair, that is the one that fits in the best.
It does fit in quite nicely. She'll need a motorbike outfit then. She'll have to get that like the others.
Yeah.
She's wearing like trousers, so she's fine.
I mean, she is, but she also does just have a dress, and if it's the dress itself is more of the issue. Like they just have to like remove her dress in the motorbike.
Yeah.
So at that point, you may as well just give her an outfit so she matches the other princesses.
Give her a funny bike suit.
Yeah.
So next up, we're going. So we talked about it before, but we have to put Samus in. Like it feels unavoidable. However, Samus is a weird character who just doesn't feel like they belong. Except, I came up with a solution. All right. What's the funkiest looking Samus? That's right. The original.
I said just to put the morph ball in.
Just rolls everywhere.
Yeah.
Funky. But I just used the icon you'd already made for Samus, which is the Metroid Prime design. I think if they were to get in, they'd probably look a bit more like the Metroid Dread design for Samus.
I
Probably
think
still the same color, maybe the same colors, but I don't know, it's a bit more sleeker and stuff.
Yeah, Samus is one of those characters where it's like if they get in, I feel like they'd make a new semi-rendition, like a more chibified version of it, just to make it fit in better.
Mm-hmm.
Because Samus is well acquainted to being redesigned for whatever they need.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. One thought I did have, and I was actually, I may as well bring this up now, because I was chatting to my housemate about it, is because with Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, when they add the characters in, they've been giving them new designs that fit golf and tennis.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's a chance they could do that for Kart as well? Like, give all the characters, like, actual karting, like, racewear outfits?
I mean, they did give... Mario has an F1 design in Odyssey, and then the female racers in dresses all have, like, their biker outfits.
Yeah, they do.
So it's definitely possible.
Yeah, because like that would solve the Samus problem with their design if they had a new original design that was for a bit more around racing. However, the counter argument for this is that like it would kind of be like how that Disney racing game that just came out looks, where they gave all the characters that sort of Tron new outfit aesthetic, and it's not as they don't look as their like iconic designs. Because that's what you kind of want as a crossover.
Yeah.
And while the Mario characters are all obviously like pretty wild looking as is. Should Samus be in her power suit or have an original design or stuff like that? Like, what would fans rather have? The option here.
I think doing power suit is perfectly fine. It's just they should do a altered version of it because it's just very. It's not easily workable with in its current state.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bulky.
Yeah. And the next character is also somebody that I think would need a slight redesign to work, but not as drastic. That's just because
Mr. Bart Lemming from F-Zero, Captain Falcon.
Yeah, Captain Falcon. Yeah. He's already in his racing outfit.
Yeah.
You gotta have Captain Falcon in the game.
I mean, they already do, like, Link is kind of squished in Mario Kart 8, so I imagine the rest of the realistically proportioned humans would also be squished.
Be scrunched down.
Alright, no chat. We decided against including any Pokemon characters, however. Kirby is next.
Yeah, we opted to stick to in-house Nintendo just because it would be way easier to get. With the exception of Kirby, because Kirby is because of the Rosalina trailer for Smash, people always talk about Kirby in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kirby characters just fit the
Yeah.
nicest with the Mario universe.
They also just translate so easily. They're also very dynamic and unique looking. They look nothing like anybody else in the cast.
Yeah.
We're also including the big guy, King Dedede. We talked about it earlier. We're including him because he's a real big guy, and he helps fill that weight class. And he's also like, you can't have Kirby without King Dedede. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like they're two guys. They fool around. Of course they'd go karting together. It'd be fun.
Yep, true.
Okay.
No WarioWare, then I'm taking it.
WarioWare is a much later franchise than Kirby.
Yeah. We're going in order of
Yeah,
I
we
see.
have put them in order of debut.
So no Little Mac then.
No, Little Mac.
I suggested that. I suggested it. It would have been really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, we're going with the scrapped Smash 64 idea. That's right. 4-in-1. We got Team Star Fox. All of them.
Oh, fair. That's how you get. So they would be. You'd pick Fox would be the default, and then
Yeah.
the others would be all alts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair. Are they all the same weight class? I suppose so.
I mean, I don't see why they couldn't be. They're all the same size.
Yeah.
True.
Like, theoretically, Peppy and Slippy would be a bit heavier than the other two, but it's not like... You can easily just make it work as the same size, though, you know?
Fair. I won't say no.
Like, it's not like we've ever put them on a scale to see their weight or anything in the universe.
You've never weighed a fox with a frog to see which is heavier?
No.
Damn.
Okay.
Neither have I, so I guess we can't confirm.
I'm gonna piggyback your roster icons because we
They're
just
better.
had the Smash Villager render, and I that feels wrong. So we're gonna go with the one that they actually use.
Yeah, that's why I purposely changed it, because I was like, yes, Smash Villager doesn't fit.
It doesn't.
I'm gonna be honest, it was Villager, I just looked up Villager and just used the first one with a good render.
It's fair enough.
I got lazy.
So are you combining the villagers?
We're gonna
into one?
combine the villagers. It's not like they haven't changed weight classes of characters before. I mean, they changed Rosalina's and Tor.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, to make my sort of set work, I had to make Baby Mario lighter so that he fit in the featherweight class instead of the baby weight class, because he was the only baby, so it didn't make sense to have that anymore.
Yeah,
So I get it.
if I remember correctly, Waluigi has gone from being a medium weight to heavyweight to medium weight back to heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's just like going on and off of a diet or if they just keep changing it, but he's been all over the place. I think that we can change the villager weight to match so we
Keeps
can
gaining
save
weight every time he doesn't get invited to Smash.
He goes through a depression arc.
Oh no. All right.
Okay, he's good now.
We're also keeping Isabelle because she's really cute, and that's the only reason why. Anyway, Isabelle's a really important character. Literally the face of Animal Crossing in most media when it's not Tom Nook, and she does feel right at home here, and there's just no reason to get rid of her.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see any reason why Isabelle could be dropped.
Okay, so I'm not sure if WarioWare or Pikmin came first. But
Pikmin.
the WarioWare character that we picked is Ashley, so she debuted in 2005 anyway, so whatever, we're right. So Olimar, they would obviously make him Mario size, just like Smash Brother does.
Yeah.
He feels like a Mario character already. He's got that look to him. He's got the big nose.
His name is just Mario, but spelt differently.
Mario L.
Yeah. He's the loser Mario.
Oh no.
And you already mentioned him, so let's just slap Ashley on there.
Yeah. So
This is interesting because you've only got one space left.
yeah, we've got one space left. So of course, this is where I derail the conversation for several minutes. We include the arcade bunny from Badge Arcade.
Hey, that's not the right slot.
I'm not dragging the other one on, okay? Not here, not here, not now. All right.
Yeah.
So obviously, the Mii's will still exist. They'll just be in a really cumbersome side menu, just like on the Switch itself. Don't worry about it.
Feels like cheating.
We
Feels like
definitely
cheating.
didn't just forget about them.
We actually didn't forget about them. We just said the Mii's are gonna be there. They don't need to be on the roster. Forget about it. Yeah. So Inkling's coming back. That's the last character on our roster is Inkling. And of course the male and female Inklings are just alts of each other.
Yeah.
So we could even extend that further and have it be like Smash Brothers, where there's 8 different outfit sets.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now we have 3 of each, so we could use. Mario Kart actually has 9 for Yoshi and
Shy
Shy
Guy.
Guy,
and
so you
Birdo.
could easily do that
Okay.
with the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have 3. You could have. I don't think there's a limit to how many costumes you could have, and I feel like the Octolings would come with the Inklings now that you have the option to do both. So they'd probably just keep the 3 from. I guess it's they'd keep the 3 from Mario Kart 8 for both Inkling types, and then just give 3 Octolings of both types as well, so that there's 12 overall.
Yeah.
And I think that would work perfectly fine. Like, there are only 9 of the Yoshis because there are only 9 Yoshi colors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
on the topic of like alternate colors for characters, I am still shocked Toad does not have that option.
Yeah, he could do it in Tour. Toad has the pit crew drivers, and
Yeah,
they use that for his alternate colors. Now that they've got them in racing, they could add them in. Same for Cooper and the free running Coopers, where they have the little baseball cap on.
yeah.
Because there's one for them of each their colors as well. So
There's also like yellow and blue and black Birdo, if I remember correctly.
yeah, Birdo has the same colors as Shy Guy and Yoshi has.
God, that's weird. It's
Yeah.
so weird that they don't have that in regular Mario Kart, but it's not like I
mean, they do now in regular Mario Kart. 'Cause Birdo came with all of their colors in Mario Kart.
Oh,
8.
Birdo did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's more than one Birdo color.
Yeah,
I-
you can pick. Birdo is the same as Yoshi and Shy Guy. Even in 8, you can just pick between 9 colors.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
oh
completely
my God.
forgot about that, even though it was
Yeah.
in the announcement trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
I forgot that. I'm just stupid.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
it's
don't pay
It's the same
attention.
colors, and then Toad and Koopa have 5 colors each. I think Koopa definitely has 5: green, red, blue, gold, and purple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah, and then Toad on its own would be just red, blue, yellow, green, and purple as well. But the Pit Crew Toad also has pink as a color.
Yeah, there's
so
also
depending
more,
on how they do it, they could have a pink one or not.
yeah, they've also had more random colored toads in the main series, but they just haven't been crossbred in Mario Kart.
Yeah. There's a cyan Toad as well, I think, in the Pit Crew colors, so they have slightly more. I do feel like alt colors are stuff they will add. It's just with how many they have.
Yeah.
in Tour, like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, even Pauline, they all have a number of different costumes.
You could add the funny 4 swords colors for Link.
Oh yeah, you could.
You could have green, red, blue, and purple. And then there's like plenty you can. There's plenty of good costume opportunities. Then you could have King Boo and his Luigi's Mansion version as a different costume.
Yeah.
Random, but you could also probably do Olimar with the other captains.
You could
The other
do
captains
Olimar.
that are his size, yeah.
Yeah, if you were going to do Star Fox, you may as well do Olimar with Alf and Louis and the new Pikmin pro tag.
Look,
Well, that
all I'm
one's
saying
weird.
is,
Does it have
all
a
I'm saying
default
is we
appearance
need
at
the
all?
present.
I would say that the girl that they keep showing off in like every trailer probably meant to be the default appearance. It's the one they use on the website for the comics as well. She just doesn't have a name.
All right.
So, yeah. But there we go. I guess that's. I like that you guys went far more into the Mario side of things.
Yeah, we got two
Whereas-
different takes that are both
Yeah.
equally interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I'm curious to see what they do with it because I do like Mario Kart being a Mario-focused racer. Because you get characters like Spike and Ninja that you wouldn't otherwise get to play as.
Yeah,
But I also do think the time is like, if they were ever going to do a crossover kart, now is the time to do it when they've already lent into it slightly and we don't know what's going on with Smash Brothers as a series.
yeah.
Mario Kart 8 has been like sort of getting content. I do wonder if the next Mario Kart, if like the way the tour was handled and the BC and the booster course pass, I wonder if the next Mario Kart is going to be like it comes out and then they announce just ongoing support for it throughout the entirety of whatever the next system's life cycle is.
I could see that happen.
Yeah. Adding new characters and a new cup like every few months.
I just remembered that we did Chris Pratt Mario.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I just looked back at the stream and I'm like, oh yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Mario and his brother, Taichi Suzuki.
Yeah, you see, he gets it.
He gets it. He gets it.
I get it. I understand. But yeah. All right. There we go. That was fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
I like thinking about it. Yeah.
If you guys have any requests for rosters that we should do in the future, we have a Discord where you can send that in, or you can reply to us on Twitter. I will set up a YouTube community post about this where you can also leave a comment requesting what kind of roster that you would want us to do next. Because these are fun and we have fun making them. I have like 2,000 icons on my computer and I can make more at any point. We can do anything.
It's like we have like 60 different renders of Bowser alone. We probably have more than 2,000.
I
So,
said 2,000
you're saying
on
it's
my
like-
computer. There's a
We have
difference.
so many of these.
So what you're saying is a Bowser only roster. Roster for a Bowser game.
Oh wait, hang on. I need to send something to the group chat after this.
Okay.
I'm looking for it. That doesn't mean you guys have to stop talking.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like,
I'm just running out of why my throat is getting dry. Why don't we slap on the final credits and patrons and stuff while Huff is looking for
Hold
whatever
on
they
one
want to
second.
call us. Oh no, he's eating them all. Thwomp, no. Ugh.
Arrgh!
Damn, I can't believe Kirby is dead now.
All
such a
right.
sh-
Yeah, no Rob in this
thanks,
roster, but there's
guys.
Rob in my roster. We'll post both the rosters on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Post both
Like
the
we did last
rosters.
one. Mhm.
We also, while we were making our own roster, we made a, you know, we made a extended roster, you know, of all this. We include some more characters. We got Rob. We have famous Nintendo character. Anyway,
holy shit.png.
Yeah, we got a holy shit.png. Dry Bowser, everyone's favorite.
Everyone
Gooigi,
loves some dry Bowser.
Gooigi,
Yeah.
Monty Mole.
wanna
As you
chuck
know, you want a Mario Kart character that cannot see.
Mhm. Always good. Get glide on.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope
Yeah.
you guys enjoyed. We had fun here.
Yeah.
As always.
I chucked the one I made for the thumbnail in the in the chat if you want to throw that one up as well.
Oh, in the chat. Oh.
In our chat.
Hold on one sec. I'm gonna throw it up.
Yeah, you just put it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There he is, dude.
Mr. Pipe.
I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do anything here.
I know.
Do me a favor and show off the bottom right.
Yeah, Goomba Tower and Minion.
The
icon the bottom right. Like the four characters in the bottom right. Dr. Goomba Tower, Byleth, Roy, and Minion. Everybody's most beloved characters.
The ultimate squad.
Dude.
Hey, don't forget about Anthony Higgs.
Absolutely. I remember
Everyone
him.
remembers.
I remember
him too.
Don't forget about Donkey Kong specifically from the cartoon.
So then all the Yoshi's Island characters like Raphael and Mr. Pipe and Baby Daisy.
You should have put Mr. Pipe next to Baby Mario because he is also just Mario.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't they make Mr. Pipe?
I don't know. It's
so funny.
I think Mr. Pipe might have been the first one I put on there, and then I sort of worked around that.
I think my favorite part about the thumbnail is just how you kept Dry Bones next to Bowser for no reason. Just like to
Keep the lost. Now it
Just
makes more sense.
just randomly having Dry Bones in a random spot.
It's Bowser's iconic minions: Dry Bones, Marty, and Wiggler.
Don't forget about Samus.
Yeah, and Samus. Not unsure how she's going to drive with her big cannon arm.
No, she you see, she takes the wheel off and then she just shoves the cannon in where the wheel connects. Just rotates her arm.
Yep. And we got all,
That is such a stupid workaround. I want it.
Why is he named Tuxie, by the way, the penguin?
I don't know. According to the Mario Wiki, that's his actual name, though.
Is that really his name?
Yeah, I'm fact checking myself because it might have just been like graffiti. You know, like somebody.
Yeah.
messing with it.
I mean, it says on one of them, like the Mario. It's not the Mario Wiki though. Whereas the Mario Wiki just calls it the baby penguin.
Actually, no, it is Tuxie. According to the MarioWiki.com, it apparently Tuxie is one of them.
Tuxie.
It says so in the Mario 64's player guide.
Okay.
Oh yes, the
Name
player
Tuxie comes
guides.
from Tux, yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate source of canon.
Okay, but to be fair, it's a better name than just putting Penguin on here.
I mean, this is true. This I will give you that. If he's gonna have, if it's gonna have a name, may as well call it Tuxie.
Yeah, at least I give it something based in, like, you know.
Yeah. So they should. That's what the king is. I hope that's what the king from the Mario movie is.
Honestly, if I made that slot, I would make the name. You know what you did.
You know what you did and put it in, like, black and white and black out the eyes.
No.
Make it creepy pasta. If you're building a roster at 3 a.m., he might appear.
All right, now's the time to put up the patrons.
All right, yeah.
That's a good point.
The end point.
Yeah.
End it before I say something more stupid.
Thank you all for watching. As always, if you want to support us doing more content like this, you can join our lovely patrons on screen right now in the Patreon in the description. We have a special patrons-only channel on the Discord, and we take suggestions, and we may just do your suggestion if we like it. We can do translations. That's what we specialize in. We are the Source Gamers, and we source games anyway. Hope you all have a very nice day. I hope you enjoyed this replacement for Good Morning Source Gaming this week. It may or may not be back next week, but we're gonna keep trying to get annual, weekly or bi-weekly streams around this time frame because we got out of the loop of it for way too long.
And next weekend is actually Pikmin weekend. Remember, Pikmin 4 comes out on Friday, and then our Pikmin video will be on Saturday. If you haven't watched it, all the Pikmin videos we've been putting out over the last weekend, go do that. Get hyped up for Pikmin 4, because that'll be next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a very nice day, and always remember to return to the source.
See ya.